Today, training a 6-year-old girl for sexual purposes is a crime. But in Japan for centuries, this system operated legally in special schools called Okiya. The geisha system was child abuse. The world knows geishas as elegant artists, but the reality was very different. The word geisha comes from gei and sha. Its real meaning is person who provides entertainment, and this entertainment wasn't just dancing. Don't forget to hit the like button on this video and write which country you're watching from in the comments. It's very important for more dark history videos like this. Okiyas weren't just geisha houses, they were systematic child abuse centers. Girls aged 6 to 8 were purchased from their families and kept as slaves in these houses for 15-20 years. The most horrific part, this system was legally and socially accepted. Poor families sold their daughters to Okiyas hoping for a better future. In reality, these girls could never become free. They were considered indebted from birth, kept as slaves for life under the pretense of education costs. The Okiya owners, called Okami-san, managed the commercial aspect of the business. For them, girls were investment property, and maximum profit had to be extracted from this property. Documents found in Kyoto archives expose this system nakedly. Price lists for girls, training programs, and customer satisfaction reports. When a 6-year-old girl arrived at an Okiya, she first started as shikomi, but this wasn't ordinary servitude, it was a conditioning process. These girls were first taught basic obedience, taking orders without question, staying silent, ignoring what they saw. Their personalities were systematically broken down. Physical training began at age 7, dance, music, tea ceremony. But all of these were actually techniques for attracting men. Children were taught how to be attractive. The most horrific part was Mizuage preparation. This was the preparation process for the ceremony, where the girl would lose her virginity. Starting around ages 10 to 12, this preparation taught children how to provide sexual services. Okiyas had special training rooms. Here, older geishas taught young girls the art of pleasing men. This was education given to 10-year-old children. Professional instructors conducted comprehensive sexual education for children. Girls learned specific techniques, body positions, and psychological manipulation methods designed to maximize male pleasure and financial return. The Mizuage ceremony was the darkest aspect of the geisha system. It was a ceremony where girls aged 13 to 16 lost their virginity to the man who made the highest bid. This wasn't just one night, it was a process lasting weeks. The girl was first prepared, dressed in special clothing, introduced to the man, then sexual intercourse occurred. The most tragic part, the cost of this ceremony was added to the girl's debt, making her more indebted. She was paying for her own abuse. The money paid for Mizuage ceremonies sometimes reached around $100,000 in today's currency. Wealthy businessmen and politicians paid fortunes for young girls' virginities. Kyoto had Mizuage brokers. These people were intermediaries who matched wealthy men with young girls. They were professionals conducting human trafficking. After this ceremony, the girl now became geiko, but she actually began officially providing sexual services.
After Mizuage, real life began. And this life was systematic sexual exploitation. Geishas didn't just dance and play music. Okiya, called tea houses, were actually luxury brothels. Geishas accompanied wealthy men here, served alcohol, and provided sexual services. The Danna system was the most horrific part. Wealthy men owned geishas by paying them monthly money, receiving sexual services in return. This was a legal mistress system. Geishas were never free. 70–80% of the money they earned went to the Okiya. They were constantly kept in debt under the pretense of accommodation, food, clothing expenses. For geishas who tried to escape, there were special punishment systems: physical violence, starvation, social isolation. Escape was nearly impossible. The most tragic part, when most geishas were retired in their 40s, they had nothing. The system they had given their lives to left them on the streets in old age. How could this horrific system continue for so long? Japan's social structure allowed it. According to Confucian morality, women were created to serve men. The geisha system was an extreme version of this thinking. The samurai class was the biggest supporter of this system. For them, geishas were just entertainment tools. They didn't view child abuse as anything other than cultural tradition. The state also collected taxes from this system. Okiyas operated with official licenses, and the state took a share from the geisha trade. Money was made from child abuse. The most horrific part was the attitude of families. Poor families saw this system as an opportunity for their daughters. They considered selling their children into slavery as sacrifice. After World War II, the system officially changed, but it didn't completely disappear. During American occupation, the geisha system was classified as prostitution, but the child abuse aspect was never brought up. Modern Japan still has geishas, but there's no more child recruitment. Older women perform art. Still, the system hasn't been completely cleaned. The most important part, the stories of women who lived through this system have been largely forgotten. Their suffering was buried under romantic tradition stories. Even today, child abuse rates in Japan are high. The culture of viewing children as sexual objects created by the geisha system hasn't completely disappeared. Archaeological evidence from Okiya excavations reveals the industrial scale of these operations. Specialized rooms designed for child training, elaborate beauty preparation facilities, and administrative buildings for managing the business show this wasn't traditional art. It was organized exploitation. The documentation that survives provides disturbing insights into how this system operated. Merchants kept meticulous records of their inventory, tracking girls like livestock. They recorded physical descriptions, sexual experience, languages spoken, and special skills. The psychological preparation of girls became a sophisticated science. Village women developed protocols for preparing children for their inevitable encounters with clients, teaching submission techniques and pain management methods to children who should have been playing with toys. Professional record keepers documented these transactions in disturbing administrative detail. Palace scribes recorded dates, participants, customer satisfaction levels, and revenue generated, treating child rape like any other business transaction. The geisha system shows us how beautiful art and culture masks can hide horrific abuses underneath. For 300 years, hundreds of thousands of girl children lost their childhoods, youth, and entire lives in this system. Their stories must be told. This system wasn't unique to Japan. Throughout history, child abuse has been legitimized under the name of tradition in different cultures. Even today, similar systems exist in the world. Child trafficking, sexual exploitation, forced marriage. We must learn from the mistakes of the past. If you like this video, don't forget to like, write which country you're watching from in the comments, and subscribe for more dark history videos. We must not forget the suffering of millions of girls like 6-year-old Yuki. Their stories are necessary to protect today's children.